Tonight we salute our retired co-star, John Morgan. We looked back on all of John's sketches, and everybody has their favorite. Jock McBiles and Mike from Canmore, of course, and lots more. It's all John tonight as we serve up memories of Morgan.
Son, we were worried. Where have you been?
Mother, Father, I'm in love. Well, what's wrong with that?
Get it out of your mind, son. Things like this can happen on a lonely crofter's farm in the windswept Highlands.
Go out and mix with people again.
You've been too long among the sheep.
I'm in love with a human person.
Oh, thank goodness.
Praise be. And which member of our clan is she?
She's not from our clan.
Do you want to marry outside the clan?
No male member of our family has ever married outside the clan.
Oh, no? What about Kevin?
All right, let me rephrase that. No male member of our family has ever married a woman outside the clan.
Which clan is she from, son?
Her name's Mary. Her father is of the Innes clan, her mother's a Buchanan, and her grandsire was a McTavish.
The dreaded Innes Buchanan McTavish clan?
You can't marry her.
Why not?
Because they're the IBMs.
And we are the Macintoshes.
You'll never be compatible.
Oh, but Mother, she's the apple of me eye.
These mixed marriages don't work, son. You're a Macintosh through and through.
Those IBMs are too complicated. We Macintosh are just plug and play.
But the IBMs have DOS.
Was is DOS?
Keep that for the German sketch. It can't work, son. She'd be frightened the minute you took out your mouse.
You won't be able to interface. She doesn't have the expansion slots that you have.
But she's got a bodacious pair of peripherals.
All right, I didn't want to say it, but it's well known that family's got a virus.
Oh, no.
Would you want your children with fuzzy logic?
You mean garbage in, garbage out? Aye. Then I'll have to give her up. But I don't care what you say, I'm not staying here. Never again will I live in a house without windows.
Then what'll you do?
I'll do what we Scots have always done. I'll go out and get drunk. And then I'll emigrate to a place where a lad and a lass can meet and marry, where there are jobs and young people can have a future free of old world prejudice.
And where's that?
Canada.
Oh, Jamie, will you find a good lass in Canada?
I hope so, Fiona, because he sure as hell won't find any jobs.
We had a good upper-class Canadian marriage, Hermione and I. We would ski in Whistler, take in the ballet in Winnipeg, see the plays at Stratford. Mind you, it did make for a long day. We were on nodding terms with Pierre Burton. We would say, well, hello, Pierre, over here. And he would nod. Margaret Atwood used to come over for coffee, until she discovered our tabby was a tomcat. It all changed the day Hermione said to me, Bunnykins, I'm going to take up curling. And I said, Rose Petal, you know my views on this. I have the new age sensibility. What you do with your body is your concern. Just don't use hot tongs too frequently or it could make you bald. No, silly, she said, the sport of curling, where you launch these enormous rocks down a sheet of ice and then make noises like you've just sat on a hot stove. I didn't see her for a few weeks. Then one day she ordered a 26-foot long table for the dining room. She would sit at one end with the food and the condiments, and I at the other, and I would say, "An hors d'oeuvre, please, dear." And with deliberate aim, she would slide the plate down the table, and then follow it up with a hand brush and sweep in front of it with shouts of, "Come around, come around." Until the plate stopped right in front of me. Curling was taking over our lives. That I could put up with. But when it came to that most treasured moment between a married couple, on the last Friday of the month, except Lent, I knew she had changed. I, who was used to hearing her say, "Oh, you are a naughty bunnykins," or "Time for the choo-choo train," froze as the cry rang through the house. "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" Once frozen bewilderment, only to be shattered but seconds later by an even louder exhortation to, "Hurry, hurry, 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 hurry!" One didn't know if it was a conjugal visit or the last end of the briar. Frankly, these were not the kind of rocks I had in mind. I took counseling, but it was no good. I can be overtaken by the most amorous emotions, only to have them evaporate the second I see a broom. It was the end of the marriage, of course. The only time I see her now is when she's playing in the Tournament of Hearts. I sit in front of the TV, remembering the past, alongside Tabby. Now he's a cat who can empathize with my plight. I made sure of that. I got him fixed.
Goodness.
Oh, this must be the 92 Beaujolais.
No, it's Mike from Canmore.
Oh. Well, hello, Mike. Just put them down there. Are you a winophile?
Well, I was brought up a Baptist.
I mean, do you drink wine?
Okay, I tried a few times, but I gave up. It's pretty hard to get the cork out.
What kind of corkscrew do you use?
Oh. Mickey O'Hara in Canmore used to make his own wine. He used to stomp the grapes with his bare feet.
Oh, how did it taste?
Pretty good, but we all got a bad case of athlete's mouth.
Well, excuse me. I think you'll be quite amazed at the petulance of this little thing. A woody aftertaste over hints of tobacco, and just, the hint of mint lingers on the tongue, don't you think?
And he said, "Oh no, it's your turn in the barrel." But this wine has the acidic impudence of a Canadian Tire battery. I took it to the laboratory for analysis. The report said, "This horse is not yet ready to return to work."
Well, Mike, tell me, did you have a taste?
Was the bouquet good? That's my reaction exactly, eh?
Oh, look, Marcel, Deirdre's leaving.
Au revoir, have fun in Portofino.
Must have lunch when you get back. Kissy, kissy.
You see, Mike, the art of tasting wine is something you learn over decades, huh?
There's no greater attribute a gentleman can acquire than an educated palate. It's got a very different bouquet.
It's Cabernet from Chile.
Merlot from California.
Mike from Canmore.
And now, an Olympic moment.
Next, on the two-man luge, the team from Canada.
Hey, that's a good start, Serge.
Oh, yeah, the track sure is fast today.
Yeah. What's the turn?
Hey, Al, can I ask you a question?
Keep it on the line. Keep it on the line. What is it?
You ever wonder what it's all about? Why are we here?
We're trying to win a gold medal, genius. Maybe a Coke commercial.
No, I mean, why are we on this planet? Why do we exist?
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, you know, sometimes life seems so pointless. One day you're sitting at home watching Gilligan's Island, and then boom, you get hit by a bus, and you spend the rest of your life drooling to yourself in front of a mirror.
Look, Serge, this is not a good time. Turn.
So, Al,
Yeah?
how do you feel about eternity?
You keep talking, you'll find out.
Well, Al, whatever happens, I want you to know one thing.
What's that?
I love you, man.
Well, yeah, I'd like you too.
No. I mean, I really love you, man. You know, there is something about one guy lying on top of another, hurtling down a tunnel of ice at 200 kilometers an hour that brings two people close together, you know? So, Al, how do you feel about me?
Oh, Serge, believe me, you don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Tell me.
Okay, I think you're self-absorbed, overanalyzing little anal retentive.
I love it when you're honest.
Can we concentrate on the race?
Is there someone else? Are you seeing another luger?
No, of course not.
Oh, good. I feel much better now.
Good, then will you just steer?
Me steer? I thought you were steering.
I thought you were steering.
This has been an Olympic moment.
And now, with his explanation of the national debt, here's the man who puts the stuffing in Get Stuffed, Jock McBiles.
On Monday, Paul Martin brings down a budget that he hopes will reduce our debt. Forget it, Paul. The only way we can cover our national debt is for everybody in Canada to die tomorrow and leave their RRSPs to the government. We'll get the government out of a hole, even if it will put us down one. Now, how did we get into this state? Well, Jock's going to tell you. Our story opens in 1968. We got a bachelor prime minister, draft bear is 25 cents, and the national debt is about 17 billion. At that point, if we all chipped in $800 a head, we could have nipped that in the bud. Now, by 1973, it's more than doubled to 40 billion. And a few have started to point this out, but Trudeau's not taking that lying down.
This is what I call the politics of fear, the conservative politics. We're heading for the hungry 30s. You know, why say that?
Well, maybe because it was true. Only we'd be calling them the hungry 90s. Now, in 5 years, the debt has jumped 50% to 60 billion. And then in 1979, a saviour appears. Now, let's see what he has to say on the deficit he has in mind.
It will be a different kind of deficit. It'll be a stimulative deficit that will cause people to go out and do things.
Aye, like go out and vote Trudeau right back into power. Now, when Trudeau comes back, he starts making all the right noises.
But I realize that these new policies must not be financed by increased government spending.
Oh, great. Good planning, lad.
We shall be proposing reductions in both our expenditures and in our taxes.
Oh, a way to go.
The rule of the government will be deliver more for less.
Fantastic. Especially from the man who took the debt from 17 billion to 170 billion.
What an incredible distance we've traveled together.
You can say that again.
What an incredible distance we've traveled together.
No, but in 1984, the deficit is up to 200 billion when in rides the white knight.
I think we have to exercise an unprecedented degree of prudence and frugality in the use of taxpayers' money.
No, doesn't that sound good? Now, I want you to listen to what Mulrooney says about the debt while you watch what he does about it.
We have placed on the backs of Canada's youth, your kids and mine, a mortgage so big and overwhelming that not one of them is young enough to live long enough to begin paying off the interest on the debt. I say that's unfair to young Canadians, and we must assume our share of responsibility by dealing with that deficit burden right now.
In politics, that's called not letting the left hand know what the right buttock is doing. Nevertheless, I'll say this for him, he always had a sympathetic ear for his critics.
And if they've got some better ideas, they can bloody well tell us what they are.
Well, we bloody well did. You bloody well didn't listen, which is why today you're bloody well an outcast. Now, for the last 18 months, we've had Craigian and the Martin show, and that deficit has not slowed down. It's now 550 billion. That's $18,500 per person. And if you add in provincial and city debt, it is $74,000 per person. Now you say, is there any good news in this, Jock? And I'll say, aye, it's Canadian money.
Hey, Robin! Hey! Try and get some
Don't
background
take no
on
for an
Transalpine. I've got
We
a
want
gut
that
feeling they
money
don't have
moved
the
by
wherewithal,
Zurich,
and if
ASAP,
they
or the
don't,
status of their
we've got to
corporate
cut an alternative
refinancing
deal to
will
cover
collapse.
our butts, you know what I'm saying?
Hello, Harry. Just thought I'd call you.
Good?
Yeah, I'm on my way home.
Okay.
Sitting right in the middle of a couple of cell phone a-holes. You know the type loud-voiced yo-yos trying to impress the crap out of everybody within a mile?
Deutschmarks!
Make that within the province. I'm not sure what their business is.
Well, of course we're colluding on the prices, but let them try and prove it.
Well, one's with an oil company.
The company hasn't made a profit in 5 years. It's run by snotty-nosed kids who still suck their thumbs, yet their shares have rocketed 36,000%. And they're worth more than General Motors.
Sounds like she's in .com startup.
I'm not going to play you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Well, she could be a lap dancer.
We are going to go the whole 9 yards on this one because I see no light at the end of the tunnel. And at the end of the day, and at this point in time with all our ducks in a row, we need to run it past the stakeholders and project a viable new platform that will initiate intra-discipline synergy.
Correction. He's in oil and BS.
Look, they're firing all the workers, keeping layers and layers of useless executives, and the organization totally is without direction.
She's thinking of buying a CBC.
As for Rigby software, it's going down the dumper. Unload it now.
Well, I am betting that Transalpine stock is going to go through the roof, so let's buy it.
Yeah, you know the types, Harry. Both the kind who like to phone while driving the wrong way down a one-way street, crashing into sidewalk cafes. You see them in public places, yakking away to themselves like nut bars whose Prozac has run out.
Bad-mannered, self-imported, terminally stupid people who couldn't tell their ass from their elbow if their elbow didn't have a crack in it.
I'm going to call you back, okay?
Fred, it's Louie. Sell Rigby software, buy Transalpha. Okay?
Ladder, rent a ladder. Ladder for rent. Ladder rental. Ladder. Rent a ladder, sir?
What?
Rent a ladder?
Well, now I have heard it all. Rent a ladder in a men's washroom. This is a true indication of what this country has come to. A country that once made products for the entire world is slowly slipping into a total service economy. People who once earned $20 an hour in the manufacturing industries that have now all moved to Mexico. What are they doing now? Flipping burgers for $6 an hour and all they can steal. Are we all going to end up providing services to each other? Nobody creating new wealth? And of all the unnecessary services I've ever heard of, renting ladders in a washroom has got to be right at the bottom of the list. Out of my way while I use the toilet.
Rent a ladder, sir?
Hope you enjoyed our memories of Morgan tonight, saluting our retired co-star, John Morgan. For more memories of John, visit our website, www.airfarce.com.